I know. Sundance. Here we are. It's amazing. This film has been 8 years in the works. I have not been a part of that whole 8 year journey. I've been lucky enough to jump on this train toward the end, but I'm so grateful that these incredible filmmakers have made this beautiful film about these extraordinary families. It's just such a special film about fathers and daughters and love and healing, and I think it's a film that the world needs. It does depend on the story. I think it's really fun to be able to jump between different mediums, like doing audio, doing theater, doing film, doing television. It helps me keep my toolbox sharp, and even as a producer, it's so different to produce something on Audible than it is to produce a narrative, than it is to produce a documentary. And I think that all of these modes of storytelling are so important because we've become such really smart consumers of story, and I think having different ways that we engage with story helps to keep us fresh in our imaginations and stimulated and exciting. And different stories I think inspire us to fill in the gaps in different ways. Like when you watch a documentary like Daughters, you think oh, I wonder what the television show of this would be, and then you can watch Unprisoned, right, which is the story of these girls all grown up. Or you can think oh, I want to hear the podcast where I get to do a deep dive with every single one of these fathers. Whatever the medium is, it allows us to kind of stretch our imagination to fill in the other parts of it. And I just think Audible is such a great way to do deeper dives into stories and allow us to sort of take the responsibility of seeing what we're hearing. I talk to my mom all the time about how when she was a kid, they didn't have a television. They all would gather around the radio and listen to stories, and that in a lot of ways, now that she and I are listening to podcasts together, it's like that same medium. It's like we've gone full circle. When she was listening to Prophecy, she was like, oh, this reminds me of when I was a kid, where we would gather around and listen to radio plays, right? So it's really fun that we're kind of going in these cycles of storytelling, because great stories, no matter what form they come in, they capture us.